Hello dear friend, I'm Kamal Noori and here is Remote Sense Geosciences Channel. Today I want to talk about converting the radiance of thermal band to the brightness temperature in Kelvin or Celsius. Let's do it. Converting the radiance of thermal bands to the brightness temperature in Kelvin and Celsius. There are 3 steps for these operations. Number 1, radiance calculation. Number 2, calculating the brightness temperature. And number 3, converting degrees Kelvin to degrees Celsius. But step number 1, radiance calculation. We can get gain and offset from MTL band, and we can set radiance mult band and radiance mult band for band number 10 or band number 11, thermal band of Landsat 9, and these parameters, radiance add band and radiance at band number 10 or band 11, for example. And from this formula, we can calculate the radiance of band number 10 or band number 11 or another thermal band. I copy this formula for band number 10, and in this area, toolbox, I type band mass or band mathematic and double click on highlighted band mass and paste the formula in this box and click on add to list and select this formula and OK, and select band number 10 to calculate dN to radians and choose output file name. I create new folder and called this file to thermal band or thermal. Okay, and click on enter, and band number 1, band 10, rad means radians. Okay, and click on open and OK. After a minute, the radians of band number 10 was created for us and we can see the result. Click on cursor value and this data is DN, digital number, and this data that we create, this file, is radians of band number 10 or thermal band. Okay, and step number 2, calculating the brightness temperature, for example for band number 10 or band number 11. We have an important formula in this box. We can see it from NV help radiometric calibration, and we can change radiance to brightness temperature. Is this formula, and we can see K number 1 and K number 2 from MTL bond. For example, in this part we can see K number 1 constant bond 10, K number 2 or K2, and K1 or K2 for bond number 11. And we can use these constants in this formula and change radiance to brightness temperature. I copy this formula, copy and paste in bond mass, and select this formula and click on OK. And in this stage I select bond 10 underline rad or bond 10 radians, okay, and choose destination file in thermal bond and called this file to B10 underline rad underline BT. Rad means radians and BT means brightness temperature, and click on open and OK. After a minute, the NV software created brightness temperature in Kelvin for us. We can see the result. Click on cursor value, and this data is DN. This data is radians, and this data is brightness temperature in Kelvin. Brightness temperature in Kelvin, and we can transfer brightness temperature in Kelvin to brightness temperature in Celsius. Let's do it. Step number 3. And 3, converting degree Kelvin to degrees Celsius. For example, in this formula, we should bond number 10 radians brightness temperature minus 273.50. In bond mass, I type this formula, for example, B10 minus 273.50, and add to list this formula, select and OK. Bond 10 radians and brightness, this one, and in this file brightness temperature I add cell B10 rad BT cell. Rad means radians, BT means brightness temperature, and cell means Celsius or Celsius degree. Click on open and OK. After a minute, and we created brightness temperature in Celsius, and we can see the result by cursor value. And this data is brightness temperature in degrees Kelvin, and this data is brightness temperature in Celsius. For example, brightness pixel has higher number, and dark pixel has lower number. For example, in this area, brightness temperature in degrees Celsius 45, and this area minus 15 Celsius. Okay, thanks dear friend for your attention, and goodbye my dear friend.